Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Channel 6 TV, CKTV. Glad you could be with us today on Political Focus. And what we're going to be talking about today is going down to November 4th, and that's not that far away. The November 4th elections are coming your way, and we're going to be talking a little politics and a little government talk as well. But apparently what we're going to be doing is giving you some little education, a little information, just so you can make a decision come election day. So hopefully you'll be able to listen in, and if you have any questions, I'm going to do my best to try to lead the discussion here. And we're talking about the 1st District Magistrate. The 1st District Magistrate, and we got the 1st District Magistrate here, the incumbent, coming with us today, Mr. Keith Metcalf, and as a challenger today, David Reed. Well, David, I'm going to start out with you and let you just basically tell us, who is David Reed? Tell us something about yourself.
Okay, I moved to Kentucky about 10 years ago from California, where I was quite involved in county and city government. I was never in an elected position, but I was appointed to both county government and city government when we had officers pass away. And then I got involved in Chamber of Commerce, and I didn't get back into the county government because I got so involved in Chamber of Commerce, and that's where I felt I could do the most good. But I was born in Chicago, for me, and then as 2 years old, my family moved to Northern California, and we stayed there until about 10 years ago. I married a gal from Louisville, and she wanted to move back home to Kentucky after 8 years in California, and she hated it there. So I said, well, we'll go to Kentucky, but I'm not going to move to any big city. So that's how we ended up in New Hope.
All right. Well, Keith, of course, you're no stranger to the New Haven area because you've been there most of your life. And just tell us a little bit about, is there anything we don't know about Keith Metcalf right now?
I don't know. I hope most of my constituents know me. My name is Keith Metcalf. I'm married to Carolyn Smith for 30 years. We have 4 daughters, and I have 6 grandchildren, and I'm the proud son of Harold and Edna Metcalf, and I hope I've done you all a very good job in District 1. I've tried hard. It's been a team effort. I didn't do anything. Everything I've done has been a team effort, and we got several things accomplished, and I've got several things to finish. And I guess that's Keith Metcalf.
All right. Well, David, obviously you're running for a reason. You got, I'm sure you've given us a little thought before you filed your papers to run. What is it that makes you want to be a magistrate down in that area?
I'm concerned with spending. I think the county is spending money in ways that could be done differently. And when you look at what the budget is compared to projected incomes, it's matching out the same. It looks to me like they're not putting anything away for a rainy day. And if that's the case, we're going to have something come up in the future, a sinkhole like we had in Bowling Green, that's going to have to get fixed, and there's not going to be any money put away for a rainy day to take care of it. And I think we could cut some of the fat out of the county budget. I know there's not a lot of fat in it, but there's some trimming that could be done, and put that money away for these projects like the Bull Run project that Keith took so good of to get it fixed. But it strapped everything else in the whole county to do that project. And if we had a little money put away for a rainy day, those kind of projects wouldn't be so detrimental to the rest of the county.
Okay. Well, Keith, you've been on fiscal court for the last 4 years. You've seen what goes on. You know what's good, what's bad. What do you think about how fiscal court's operating right now?
Well, as Dave said, as a team, we got Bull Run done, and right after we got that done, we had Harshtown Road slide into the river, and we needed another $1.3 million to do it. With the help of the senator and the judge and David Floyd and 2 or 3 others, we was able to come up with it and fix that project also, which that project's been looming for the last 30 years. I mean, 30 years ago, everybody knew that was sliding in the river, and we just didn't know when it was going to do it. What happened to happen underneath my watch, and I was very proud to be part of the team that got that fixed, and I think we've got a very good project up there. And we was talking about rainy day funds. We had, and we didn't have it as a county, but we went to our state, and Frankfurt, and Senator Higdon helped us, and Senator Floyd helped us, and the judge helped us, and we was able to get both projects done. So.
Okay. Well, David, I mean, obviously, that's those are issues you see. Now, you're out campaigning right now. Are you hearing anybody else talking about anything else that's south of the river, that's always the big issue. I was born and raised down that area myself, so I understand the significance of what that means. But what does that mean to you?
Everybody south of the river says the county doesn't do enough out there. Well, there's only so much money to go around, so many projects, but the one issue that I'm hearing the most about is the fact that the fiscal court was considering, and I understand they've quit considering, a firearms regulation. And me being an avid target shooter and a holder of a collector of curio and relics license, I'm really against any infringements on firearms rights, and that's the biggest issue I'm finding that people want to really talk about. That's everything comes up there.
Well, like I said, Keith, I know you've been involved with a lot of issues there. What issues are you seeing that people are really, you see them concerned about? That because you're getting calls, obviously, as a candidate and as a magistrate.
Yes, I have not received the first phone call on our gun rights. It was never a gun right issue. It was a incident that happened that someone shot through a house, and we had some concerned people. As a magistrate, I'm in it for safety. Anything I can do to improve the safety of any Nelson County person, not just in my district, any Nelson County person, I'm in favor of it. If I need to help Jerry Hahn do something up in Chaplin, I'm in favor of it. If I need to help Bernard, I'm in favor of it. And I just got some guardrail on, let me take it back, it was not it was a team effort, guardrail on Helsinki Hill. It's needed it for 50 years. It was a very good safety issue thing, and I'm looking at all the safety issue things. We got a bridge up New Hope that's too narrow. It needs some work. We're looking at it. We've had 3 or 4 meetings up there on it. And I've got several projects, that I'm looking at it to make Nelson County, and especially District 1, a safer place to live.
You enjoy being a magistrate?
I enjoy it. I really do. I wasn't very political 4 years ago, and when I got into it, I was in a stage in my life that I thought, well, you know what, maybe I can do some good, So I chose to throw my name in the hat, and thanks to everyone in District 1, I won, and I do enjoy it. I really do. I've never been political, but I like to get in there and help. I really do.
But David, what is it that entices you? What makes you think you'd be a good magistrate?
Well, I understand how government works because I've been involved in it for the last 30 years off and on. And I think we could look at projects and do them a little different, maybe a little cost savings. There's been a lot of good projects done. I got to hand it to Keith. He's done some projects that needed the Helsinki Hill guardrail. That's something that we lost some people here a couple of years ago. It needed to be done. Bull Run, we had something there. I know he's working on D Head Road. They've put lights up. Those kind of projects are great. But we're looking at spending money on things that maybe could be done a little differently. Like one of the issues that I'm concerned with is the New Hope Food Bank. It got into a whole lot of trouble, and they lost their food program. Well, the county brought it over to the fairgrounds, and then they're looking for somebody as a nonprofit to run it. Instead of looking for somebody else, why can't we help them fix what's wrong out there? It's out there already established. They got a program going. If we could fix the problems, and most of them have been fixed, we could, instead of looking someplace else to do it, we have a facility, we have the people, why not the county get behind them a little bit and help them?
Okay. Well, you mentioned a few minutes ago, obviously, about the budget. You said you didn't think it balanced out just exactly right as far as income and expenses. What do you think about property taxes? Are we paying enough, or do you think we ought to be paying a little bit more?
I don't agree with any tax increases. I'm a fiscal conservative, and I think with the economy the way it is right now, people can't afford more taxes. There's a lot of people out here that aren't working. There's a lot of people that are underworking, they're underemployed, and there's a lot of people like myself who've been at the same job for 10 years and haven't had a raise. I can't afford to pay more taxes on the same, because what the money I do take in doesn't go as far as it did 10 years ago.
Well, I know fiscal court, you haven't had a property tax increase for a while now, so that's something you all obviously paying attention to is the income, but do we have enough income to operate?
We do have enough income to operate, and I'm very pleased that we haven't raised it any. It's like anything else. 10 years ago, you could buy an ambulance for $80,000. Today, they're $150,000. It's you can't buy an ambulance for what you could buy it 10 years ago. But luckily, we've had enough growth in the community, and we were able to keep it at 14.3. And it is tough. I'm like Dave. I know several people that's in distress. I mean, the water's right here on them. I mean, and I know that. And we all know that, I think. And we're trying to do the best we can with what we got. And we are. I'm like Dave. I don't want a tax increase neither.
Well, we're a growing county, no question about it. I mean, obviously transportation, every issue is getting to be bigger all the time. Is that something we're just going to have to accept that we're growing, or is it something we actually going to embrace and hopefully we can just make the best of it?
Well, I think so. I mean, we want to grow. I mean, we don't want to just stay where we're at, I don't think. We want to grow. I want my grandkids to be raised here, so of course they want to buy a house and everything else, and I'm in it to make it safer and a better place, and hopefully they can get a job here and make a decent income to where they'll want to stay here,
Well, David, Keith and I were born here, so we didn't have any choice sometime in the matter, but you chose this area. What is it that you like about this area, or what is it you think needs to be improved about this area that would make it a better place to live?
When I first came to Kentucky, I looked around at 4 or 5 different communities. Mm-hmm. And I actually found the house we bought on the internet on the way here. And I came into Bardstown. I went into the clerk's office. I went into the driver's license office. And when the people take a total stranger and stick their hand out and said, "Welcome to Nelson County," I decided that this is where I was going to buy. I was really impressed with the people here. They treated me nice. They have always treated me nice. And I think it's time for me to start giving back a little bit. I have some experience in how to do things, and I can do more than just sit back and watch everybody else.
Okay. Well, we're going to finish up here right now, and I'm going to let you address the voters and ask what you want to ask, or tell them what you want to tell them about David Reed that we don't know about, and maybe you want them to know about for the 4th of November.
Well, I've got one thing I've been saying to everybody. Please vote for David Reed for Magistrate in District 1, and your vote will be much appreciated.
Well, Keith, you got the final word. Just let us know what you want to know.
I'm going to go back to my top 10 reasons that I think I would love to be your next magistrate. I believe that people can have an effect on government. I have the experience needed to take this position. I am honest. This is an extremely important trait. I am very dependable. When someone needs something, I am there to try to help. I have worked hard my whole life and will continue to do so. I am very reliable. I will be there to answer your needs. I am very energetic. I usually work on something from daylight to dark. I'm a people person. I love to meet people, and I've met a lot of people since I've become magistrate. And I hope I've helped. I've tried to answer the phone every time you've called. I know that's a big concern to a lot of people. I'm family oriented. I have a wife, 4 daughters, 6 grandchildren. And last, I have a strong belief in God. For that, everything's possible. And I'm asking for your vote on November the 4th, which is about 60 days from today, for Keith Metcalf for magistrate.
All right. Well, appreciate you gentlemen being in here with us today. And like I said, hopefully
Thank
we've
you very
learned
much.
something about each other. And we're going to do the best we can to have an election the 4th of November, whether we want to or not. We're going to have an election. And one of these gentlemen, we hope you choose them. And we do wish you the best of luck. And this is District 1. This is the magisterial district down, as we call it, south of the river. Includes New Hope, New Haven. I don't want to leave anybody out. Holy Cross, Greenbrier, Balltown, Culvertown, Howardstown. So again, if you're down in that area and you're watching us, hopefully you're learning something. Hopefully you'll show up to polls on November 4th. So
You guys in Nelsonville too.
and Nelsonville too. We'll leave them
yeah.
out. So we again appreciate.
And we came
you
into
doing-
Bardstown some.
That's exactly right.
We got
Well,
2,000
every one of them
people in
at some point
Bardstown.
touches Bardstown, so that's the beautiful thing about the magisterial districts. They all at some point, it's like a pie shape. I've seen it, haven't seen it lately, but I know y'all. Matter of fact, before we get out of here, you have redistricted a little.
Yes,
bit.
I had to gain close to 2,000 constituents.
Yeah, so that's a lot of new people.
And that 2,000 constituents, it's surprising how many of You go knock on their door to talk to them, say, what are you doing here? I live in the city. They don't realize they have
Well,
a magistrate.
Once again, we're here to educate and inform, so that's what we're here to do. So now maybe you can call one of the candidates, or you can call the county clerk's office and find out exactly, and that is important. Call the county clerk's office and find out who you are voting for. You may be changed since last time, and it may be important. If you're on the edge of one of those areas, you might want to call and find out. So that's a good point to bring up. So again, thank you for tuning in. This is Kenny Fogel saying so long, everybody, for Political Focus, and we'll see you next time here on your hometown television station, CKTV Channel 6. Take care, everybody.